Swagger pimp, yeah. Can't now another nigga like me. Yeah. Okay, it goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rockin'. It's time for hip hop. On they reach watch, no sir, not for show. No bars made up of fairy tales. I'm trying for the tragedy, I know it well. So put your hands up in the air just for the winners. A peace sign, the pimps, the prostitutes, the sinners. We all deserve a second chance, but we products of illusion and victims of our own circumstance. Apply the pressure, I bet you can. Live the life that you love, shout out to Rand. Love the life that you live, shout out again. It ain't a tough pill to swallow once you comprehend. What's up, everybody? It is the Monday Man Cave, man, the first of many. I'm your host, man, A. Reed, man, aka the musicologist, representing my tag A. Reed TV, and this is MCXP Radio here on the BGSE network. Glad to be a part of it, man. Like I said, this is the first episode, and of course, man, I had to have, man, I gotta consider, man, my brother, man, one of my best friends, man, boy Grip. He is in the building, and he came to bring in this new show with me. Grip, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Thank you for having me on your show. There's a lot of best going on. Fucked up mics, but we're here. We're here to support. That's what we do with our friends. Support our friends.
Yes, that's what we do, man. That's what we do, man. So make sure you people are liking and subscribing, smashing the bell, all of that good stuff, man. I appreciate everybody, man. That's all a part of this, man, especially BGSE Network. Big game. Shout out to you, Jay Stoggs, and everybody else that's a part of it, man.
Shout out to the gang.
Man. This is Monday Man Cave, where we can, you know what I'm saying, sit back, catch a brew, you know what I'm saying, and talk some other stuff, man. It's not just sports, it's not just entertainment, but it's everything else, man. So let's kind of get into it, man. You see the title, man. It said our professional sports rigged. Now, Grip, I intentionally didn't give you the title or gave you any, you know what I'm saying, clarification of what the show is about, because I wanted this to be real raw and uncut. I want you to, you know what I'm saying, have your opinion of how you feel on it, man. So check this out, man. Look, I know we talk about it all the time, man. I guess this can kind of coincide to what we got going on with the NBA playoffs as of right now. Okay. Is it safe to say that professional sports has some kind of hand in the way that they do their business? Meaning, do you feel that at the end of the day, man, it is a business, and I do agree on that, but at the end of the day, do you feel like that? I mean, shit, they have their hand in who's going to win the championship each and every year. All professional sports.
Okay, let me be clear. When you say they, who are you referring to?
I'm referring to the professional sports that we watch. I'm talking about NFL. I'm talking about NBA. It can even be Major League Baseball, even though I can't really see it in baseball.
Yeah.
But definitely in NFL and NBA.
No, I mean, what I mean is who would gain from, you know, like for instance, say somebody rigged, you know, tomorrow's game for Lakers and Nuggets. Like who would benefit from that outside of the winning team?
The league.
Okay.
The sponsors.
All right. Okay, so they would be the league and the sponsors. To that extent, I don't believe that professional sports is rigged. I do believe that there's powers that be that want to see a specific team to win. They want a specific team to win. Now,
powers that be. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if call me conspiracy theorist, but I think the league wants to see Lakers in Boston in the finals.
It's funny you say that, man, because we said that at on the live radio show, man, that we had not too long ago. Shout out to GLT Jones, man, the big game. But we actually said that, man, on the in studio, man, that it may just seem like the Lakers and the Celtics, like that's going to be the more marketable matchup, you know. Let alone, I mean, it's been about 3 years since LeBron has been in the championship, like 2 or 3 years.
He was there 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
In that bubble. Yeah, so I mean, you know, and even people put an asterisk on. I mean, we've talked about it. Shout out to Broker, but we've talked about it. You know what I'm saying? This being an asterisk on that. so-called championship, man, like it really didn't count. But at the end of the day, it still counts. I mean, it was still an NBA season. It
100%
still got
counts.
finished. It still counts. So I can't take nothing away from it.
Any other team, they counting that shit.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I personally kind of just feel like, and see, I'm gonna take this all the way back. I think I started looking at this different, like around the 2006 NBA Finals when we had the Mavs and we had the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Now, me being a Mavs fan, of course, you know, man, nigga, we was crunk, we was ready. You know, we wanted our guys to do what we needed to do. You know, we go up 2 games, we're already planning the freaking parade. We're 2 games and no, we're already planning a parade down here. Then magically, just magically, the Miami Heat just come back 4 games straight. You can't touch Dwayne Wade. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was game four or game five that he messed around and had like more free throws than the whole Maverick team by himself.
Oh yeah.
You
Wait,
know,
what year did y'all win it?
we ended up winning 2011
Okay.
against Miami, which was, you know, when LeBron won at first.
Okay.
You know, big three thing that they was doing. But it made me scratch my head, man. It really did make me scratch my head because, you know, I know Mark Cuban at the time was very, how do you say, maybe controversial in a sense. You know, he was getting fined left and right. He wasn't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? He was all behind the scenes. And we was rooting for that. But it just kind of makes you shake your head, man. It just kind of wonder, like, do these powers that be, low key, tell these guys, or in their own kind of way, you know, make the refs penalize a team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to think about like the phantom fake
Phantom
calls that you
calls.
have. You know, the suspensions that guys get. You know, look, what was that championship that Draymond got suspended, man? In like the
That was. I think it was. I think it was the year that Braun won. I think it was 2016. No. Yeah.
No, that was the Cavs. That was that Cavs.
The Cavs. Yeah. I forget what year that was, but that was the year that they would end up winning.
Yeah.
So Golden State got him twice, and then Brown and them got him once. They got him. Yeah, they got him both back to back. KD, and then they got that first championship with Steph and them. But the one where they come back and he had the block against Iggy.
Yeah.
That finals is when Draymond got suspended, I believe.
See, this is where I kind of just feel like this is kind of the now and hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting anything against LeBron. I think LeBron is an amazing athlete, freakish talent. Came out of high school. I mean, and when he came into the NBA, he was already built like a freaking NBA player. Okay, we've literally watched this guy whole career, all 20 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not putting anything away from this man's talent, nothing that he's able to do. But before he even came in the league, we saw ESPN, we saw other news shows and channels already donning him as the king, already donning him as the second coming, Michael Jordan, just that and third. So once he comes into the league, we're all, I guess, the expectations are set super high, super high. Okay. LeBron is drafted in Cleveland, and I believe he stays in Cleveland for about 7 or 8 years. Doesn't win. Didn't you know, he got close, but Boston always kind of knocked him out. Decides he's going to take his talents to South Beach, go to Miami. They get the big three, him, Dwayne, and God, I can't think of his name, but I'm looking at him right now.
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
Mm-hmm.
They don't win the first time. They don't win the first time when they came around, because that's 2011 when Dallas comes to beat them. Yeah. So it just seems like at this point in time, they have to get this man a championship.
It's gearing up. It's looking like Brown is going to win for the next 3 or 4 years.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like around that time, the storylines, and I don't care what y'all say, I feel like these professional sports have storylines that the media eat up. and that they go around and that they rock with, and they make this whole story that you got to see coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Big Game Sports Girls. He says it might not be fixed, but it's influenced for sure. I mean,
For sure, for
for
sure.
sure.
We
I
we
can,
we seen the Tim Donaghy
yeah,
documentary. Yeah,
yeah.
they was doing the damn thing, and I wouldn't put it past the league, or not the league, but just a group of refs that's still moving like that to that extent today.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
I don't know how much of a hand that they have in the outcome of games, but I 100% believe that that the scheme is still going. You know, it might be evolved a
Right.
little bit, you know, to not be scrutinized by by us or the media or whatever. But with the sophistication of what they were doing probably 10, 15, 20 years ago, however long ago that was, I think that, it might be a little bit remnant to that. I just don't know how much influence they have over the actual outcome of the game.
Let me take a step back. Again, not saying that LeBron is not an exceptional athlete, but it started to kind of make you wonder.
A little bit.
I mean, could it really be that LeBron has needed this help to get his championships? These influences to get his championships? You know, could it,
Maybe.
could it be that they simply have to, something has had to happen behind the scenes in order for him to get to that top plateau, to finally get him that ring? You know what I'm saying? Because it's to me, it's completely different from when Kobe was playing. I mean, to me, I feel like those guys actually willed their way to go to
Kobe
those championships and win.
Kobe
And
had
I'm
better
not,
teams though.
yeah,
He
yeah,
had he had better teams than what Braun has now with us, the Lakers, and he has better teams than what Braun had before when he was in Cleveland. Maybe it might be a tie with those Miami Heat teams. Um, Jordan for sure had better teams. Um, I don't know if his competition was as stacked as what LeBron and Kobe went against.
right.
Um, I think LeBron is going against the best players that ever played um, right now.
Okay.
Um, but he things have to be moved, have to be put in position, and it starts with the team. So if you don't necessarily have that team he took to the finals is his one championship in Cleveland. That was a team full of
Okay.
bums. Team full of bums. Your second best, your third best, your fourth best player after Kyrie and Kevin Love, and both of them are hurt throughout the playoffs and throughout the finals, but they still produce. But after that, it's a huge drop off. But then again, that's back uh, when the East was really really weak.
It was weak, but you just said it was a team full of bums. So
Team full of bums.
if it was a team full of bums, and they were playing Golden State at the point in time, there's no way in hell that the Cleveland Cavaliers should have won the championship.
Very true.
But it takes me back to that story, to that narrative. LeBron leaves Cleveland, goes gets his championships in Miami, comes back to Cleveland to rectify him leaving the way that he left, and then he's over there crying, "Hey, Cleveland, this one is for you." Again, I'm not putting LeBron down. I'm just saying what it looks like to the actual fan is like, come on now, come on.
He might have got some outside help in getting maybe to the finals, maybe even to the playoffs. But I think once he got there, because Golden State was just so far and away better than them, that it had to be something really catastrophic for you to get one, especially when they got KD.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it had to be something huge had to happen for having to LeBron in his favor in order to to keep that consistency. But I don't know, man. I said we're gonna have bums. Going against really good teams, like legit stacked super teams and shit. So
Yeah, I mean, it just tends to not make sense sometimes. It tends to make your head scratch. And now we're moving up to um this playoffs that we have right now, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. And like you just said, it's seeming like, and I believe these are the same 4 teams that was in the 2020, in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I personally do want to see Denver go. I just think Denver, Joker, Jamal Murray, I think those guys, man, look, they kind of just deserve themselves a shot. People don't really talk about Denver, but Denver is a very, very solid team.
They got
Um,
they have one of the they probably have a top 3 team in the league.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
But
with an MVP type player.
what becomes more marketable at the end of the day? What's gonna make people tune in more?
Well, certainly
What
not
two
fucking.
teams?
Certainly not fucking Miami against Denver. Nobody's gonna watch that shit.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Win, lose, or draw. Nobody cares about that game.
However you put it, who's really gonna watch that? Who's gonna tune in to the Lakers versus Celtics though? I remember that. I mean, they used to be a heated rivalry back in the hell. They had the damn video game on Nintendo, nigga. Lakers versus Celtics in the NBA
Yeah,
play. I remember we used to play that all day. You see what I'm saying? So
it's a team I don't want to face either. It's the last team I want to face. I want to see the finals. I rather. Well, neither one of those Eastern Conference teams have legit centers. So AD has an edge in that. I think he has an edge against Jokic too. Like I told you guys before, Jokic is barbecue chicken to AD, as long as AD is healthy. But I would rather face Miami in the finals.
I don't think it's gonna be that easy for AD.
I don't think it is either. But I think when he's healthy, he's better than Jokic. Or Jokic. I think he's better. That's not me being a homer. That's just me looking at them skill wise and stuff. Jokic might be the best. He's probably a top 4 or 5 player in the league.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I think it really does depend on. I think it really, really does depend on if AD stays healthy. Shout out to Brian. Brian says that they don't deserve shit. This ain't participation trophy league. They gotta earn it. They gotta take it. It's like that. It's like that in sports, man. I mean, we understand that it's like that in sports, but again, it brings me back to the question: just how rigged, quote unquote, this stuff might be. Because I mean, if you're the face of the league and you're not putting up the numbers or you're not winning the championships like you're supposed to, you're coming into this league talking about you're the second coming, you're the next Jordan. Everybody's pretty much putting that mental. I mean, damn it, he came in the league called the King, bro. You see what I'm saying? The King is the top royalty.
That's true.
And if you went through damn near 10 seasons in the league with your name as the King and you haven't won the championship, this damn near half of your career already. Something's got to give. So to me, I'm saying
he got 3, right?
He's got 4 now. I believe he got 2 with Miami, 1 in Cleveland, and 1 with the Lakers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Just that quick. Yeah, he got 4.
So I'm saying they have to do something, even with this playoffs coming around now. Grip, I'm telling you, I know you're a Lakers fan. I know Brian is a Lakers fan. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all win it this year.
I'm not going to be surprised.
I'm not going to be surprised because I was already claiming that Golden State was going to end up beating y'all, but Golden State laid that egg, and I mean it's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? But seriously, I would not be surprised because that gives what? That gives LeBron 5. And he got 5. Well, guess what? That means he's tied up with Kobe. But I'm still not going to put him over Kobe. So.
Yeah, a 5th championship doesn't put him over. It doesn't really put him over anyone. He's already, and you know how I feel about LeBron, but he's already a top 3 player of all time. So another championship doesn't mean anything. He's already in the Hall of Fame. He already has every single accolade that you can possibly get as a player. He's done literally everything. But if you're talking about putting him over Kobe or Jordan, that's that's your preference. Like,
Yeah,
does he go
yeah.
over? Yeah, he doesn't go over. He can go over Jordan, but he's not going to Kobe. He's not. It's Kobe.
No, he can't go over Kobe. Not in my book.
Yeah,
Not
he
in
don't
my
go over
book. He
Kobe.
can't
I'll
go.
put him over Jordan. I'm putting KD over Jordan.
No,
Take KD over Jordan.
no,
100%.
no. Grip,
KD.
come on, Grip. Come on, Grip. You was allowed to see Jordan 6-0, bro. 6-0, 6-0 explains everything to me. No game sevens explains everything to me.
I mean,
Sorry.
I'm not taking away from Jordan. I'm just looking at the players. I'm looking at the two players. I'm putting them side by side, and I'm like
2 3-peats.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, I'm putting, which is weird because I'm not putting Kobe. I'm not putting KD over Kobe in any way, shape, or form. Kobe's my all-time favorite player, but I'm taking KD over Jordan. I'm taking KD over LeBron too, but that didn't have to be said. But that's just how high I'm up on KD.
And I love KD too.
I
can't put him over Jay. I can't put him over him.
You can't brush his hair, but
you're just a hater, bro. Denver don't deserve anything with that. Brian, come on, bro. So that's why I love my fellas, man. That's why I love you guys.
I'm not as confident as Broken, but
I can't be no hater. I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not going to be a hater in this. I think these are some very interesting matchups. I think this is gonna be some good basketball to watch. Whoever goes to the championship, they deserve to get to that damn championship.
Mm-hmm.
We got 4 of the best damn teams. They're playing their asses off. Look, Lakers, y'all caught stride right at the right time, and y'all been doing whatever y'all need to do. So hands down to them.
We totally overachieved this year.
Hell yeah.
Just totally overachieved.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Look, even making those trades, you wouldn't expected them to get as far as they did.
Yeah, I didn't like I told you guys before. Like, if they would have had to catch Memphis slipping in order to beat them. I didn't know what they was going to do against in the second round, and I didn't know they was going to play against Golden State. But after the first game, I'm like, oh, we got them. We got them at 6. Denver, I don't know. They talking about Jamal Murray. Probably he's questionable, but I don't believe that shit for nothing. But no one on that team really scares me. Not even joking. I don't know if I'm pronouncing him right, but he doesn't scare me too much because he could have a 30-point triple-double and still lose.
True.
True. So, but AD can't have no triple-double and we lose. So if you have a triple-double, we can win.
I think y'all biggest thing is AD's health, and then who else is gonna step up aside from LeBron and AD? And the thing about the Lakers, you don't know who's actually stepping up.
Yeah, because everybody is really everybody has this. We're good one game, we're shit the next game, we're good the next game. It's like there's no, that consistency isn't really there. It's a tough matchup because they have a deep team. We're deep too, but we're gonna need all the help we can get because this is a good team.
Words from a diehard fan. He takes this. How is every Lakers win rigged? But if Denver wins, are y'all going to say the league is rigged? Or are you going to come back and say the same exact shit the next year?
If Denver wins, the league is rigged. Then nobody want to see that shit. Don't nobody want to see Denver and fucking Miami. They don't. If them two teams win, then it's rigged for sure.
Every Lakers win has not been rigged, Brian. Okay, Kobe's wins were not rigged, in my opinion. They were not rigged. Kobe willed them some bitches out there, and he won those 5 championships. He did what he was supposed to do. Okay, so I'm not dissing that. I'm saying the narrative of when you have a superstar player, a la LeBron James, you have to create some kind of story, some kind of narrative for the media to get into it, to get everybody hyped, to get everybody to watch. And what's more perfect than right now, the Lakers and the Celtics in the finals, LeBron possibly winning number 5 with this subpar team, quote unquote, because they
Quote
wasn't
unquote.
supposed to get as far.
Yeah.
They wasn't supposed to get.
2-10 start the season off 0.8% to make the playoffs. To make the playoffs, yeah.
Yes.
And we limped into the playoffs.
Yes.
So we're definitely overachieving, but we got this far. So now, like, you know how this city is. When it comes to those guys, like, you got to win the whole thing now. Ain't no bullshit now. You got to win the whole thing now. Whole thing you got to win.
So no matter who wins, it's rigged. Brian is going in today, man. So no matter who wins, it's rigged. Hey,
it might be true too.
I didn't even. Oh Lord, goodness. I'm just saying. For certain athletes, I believe, I think there's a hand in it. Look, Grip, you even said it with the Tim Donaghy thing. I mean, not even to discredit anything that Jordan did on the court, but you can make a damn good argument that Jordan had his own little set of rules.
Got a little help. Got a little help.
That allowed him to do certain things.
Got a little help. Y'all seen the clip of him talking to the ref and the ref changing the call because he said so?
He's the face of the fucking league, dog. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Got a little help. All the greats have a little help.
Something, man. Something, bro. That's all I'm saying. Something. You know? So, I mean, you take it for what it is.
Rigged or not being rigged, the fans don't really lose out on this. We're gonna have some great basketball next 2 weeks. There's gonna be ESPN. First Take is gonna be running with all types of crazy ass, wild ass narratives. They're just making up they're just coming up out of thin air with that we got to contend with, and those have effects on the game. And I wonder how much does that really affect the players. They'll probably tell us, "Oh, we don't listen to that shit. We don't read the headlines. We don't none of that stuff. They're lying." If I'm in the league, I'm reading all that shit. I might not be reading comments from different people, but I'm looking at what they're saying about us. I'm looking at all that shit.
Of course. So to speak, here's a question to you. If we actually knew that these leagues were rigged, if we actually honestly knew, that they had a set champion that was supposed to win before every season, and we pretty much knew who that team was going to be, if we already knew that, would you still watch the season to see how that outcome came, how they ended up winning?
Yeah, because I'm always going to watch basketball if it's on TV. Like, regardless of who playing, like it's really hard for me to watch Laker games from beginning to end because I get so fucking agitated with their play. So I gotta cut it off. But if it's anybody else playing, like you guys or anybody, like I'm gonna sit down and watch it. That's just me. So
okay.
It'll take away from the suspense of it all if I know if I have an idea what the outcome will be. That's going into it. I'm still gonna watch it.
True.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm still gonna watch it. It'd be hard to go to a live show. And I'm like, this shit is fake. It's like wrestling at that point.
No. I completely agree. I think the sports fan in me would still watch, would still be interested. But then again, seeing the end of it, seeing that it's already, set in stone, that would suck. Miss B, what's going on, baby girl? Miss B, ain't no haters in here. Ain't no haters. No haters. LeBron can win it all, y'all. I'm not hating. Jesus Christ, get yourselves out of here.
I wouldn't necessarily say LeBron winning it all. I'll say Austin Reeves is gonna win it all.
I'm not saying that by no means, people. I'm on. This is MCHP Red. This is the Monday Man Cave. This is A Reed, your host. I'm looking at y'all in the camera. I'm not saying that.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
But like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you check out Grip stuff. Everybody hates Chris.
Chris hates everything.
Chris hates everything.
Also
Yeah, because you got me thinking about the show. You got me thinking about that's a very good spin on it. That's a very, very good spin. I gotta give it to you. Look, for the love of God, y'all, I'm not no hater. Okay, I'm just saying, if you have looked and watched this man's career and seen it, just how the dominoes have fell in place, you would scratch your head and be like, But the fan in me doesn't want to think that. The fan in me doesn't want to sit there and believe that it goes down like that in the back. That there's some kind of influence going on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to think like that. You know
It's
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
moving parts, though.
But it's a lot.
It's a lot of moving parts. You gotta have a lot. Like the Diamond Heat thing, it was a whole bunch of dudes that was in league with each other to set all this shit up. Like to do that now with social media, like even if I have a small understanding or a small semblance of that they're doing it just a little bit. Like if they were doing it on a real grand scale, we would have already knew about that shit. Somebody was, people snitch all the time. They tell, they'll do what they need to do to get their name out there or whatever. So if it was done like that to that magnitude, I think we would already know. I think.
I'm gonna say on it because I'm gonna switch to the NFL real quick because this one play always kind of stood out with me in the Super Bowl 50, Carolina Panthers, and it's the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna bring this up. Everybody that's in there paying attention, everybody that's watching, I'm gonna bring this. Y'all watch this, man. Y'all watch Cam Newton not go for this freaking fumble. I'm shitting it. Here we go.
Here he comes, number 58. Von Miller against Mike Rivers one more time. Cam Newton didn't feel it, didn't step up. The football just taken out of his hand.
Watch a slow-mo.
Cam Newton decides not to dive in there. And
he backed away from it. He jumped away.
Wait, didn't he say that he didn't want to risk injury by doing some shit like that? He said some shit at the press conference for that.
Should have dove in. Had a
Bro, it's the Super Bowl. What the hell? It's the Super
Somebody
Bowl.
told him in his ear, like, yo, no, you better not.
Really? It's the Super Bowl, bro. It's the Super Bowl. You mean it's the Super Bowl? Come on, that's the last game of the season. I'm going in, bro. I'm going in. I'm going for that ball. I'm just saying. And it's funny because that just so happened to be what Peyton Manning's last game goes out on top. 2 championships. Okay. What about my Falcons 28-3 Super Bowl versus Tom the Patriots? Was that rigged? I don't believe that was rigged. I don't believe that was rigged, Miss B. I think the Falcons simply choked.
Falcons laid an egg, but I don't know.
I really believe that they choked. I think they took their foot off the gas and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Like Big A said, Falcons choke. I specifically remember that Super Bowl. I really think the
Falcons. It was some iffy shit, but man. Maybe the Falcons did choke.
No, they choked. They choked that. All the way. So I mean, it makes you wonder. It does make you wonder. Now, we talk about social media because I kind of wanted to bring this up too. Social media has a very big impact on the sports world today. You see a lot of players having their own accounts and they can just directly talk to fans. They can talk to each other, you know what I'm saying? But now they're out here letting it be known how they feel. I mean, we saw Kevin Durant with all his burner accounts. We see Damian Lillard, post his stuff. We see all sorts of stuff now, man. Just how detrimental, in your eyes, man, just how detrimental is the sports, is it social media to the sports game?
I think it's detrimental only in that way where they create narratives out of nowhere, out of nothing. I can see if you take what the players are actually doing, like the Ja Morant stuff right now. If you take it and and you write a story to that about that, okay, cool. But when you make things up, you know, especially about how a player might Stephen A. do the show all the time. He'll tell you what player A thinks without even knowing what player A thinks, knowing that, and then we as the audience know that player A don't even fuck with Stephen A. You know,
right.
But they'll come up with something just for, you know, they'll draw up a narrative and then just to have conversation about it. But the players actually hear shit like that. If you're a player and somebody just lying about what you say or what you do or whatever, that can have an effect on you.
True.
Especially if they're outright lying. If you believe they're outright lying, you know, I think everything Stephen A. said about Kyrie is a fucking lie.
Yeah, man. Him. I'm gonna say it too, man. I'm gonna say it too. Stephen A. can kiss my ass. Fuck him. You know.
Yeah,
Sometimes he makes some decent points, but I'm gonna say it on my show. Fuck him. Fuck Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that step of fetching. I don't fuck that nigga. Like, no, absolutely not.
I mean, I'm just saying. He's just gonna be honest.
Shout out to JJ Redick though.
Yeah. I like JJ. I think these players definitely have to be more mindful of the things that they are posting. You got to really think before you tweet. Really got to think before you tweet. Not tweet at all. You got to be mindful of when you going on live or on IG Live or live on any app, what you're around, who's around you, all of that stuff that's going on, man. Look, I can't get over this Ja Morant stuff. It was just March that he just got caught on the video with a
2 months ago.
2 months ago. And now he comes right back around. Man just signed I want to say 140 million. I can't think of how much it was, but he signed one hell of a fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you looking at guys that, you know, people would die to have an opportunity. People would die to have an opportunity to just play ball for the rest of their lives and get paid millions and millions of dollars. And it just seems like guys could just throw it away just that quick. Now we're looking at a possible lengthy suspension.
They'll get him for 60. Don't expect to see him at all next year. Towards the end of the year. They probably get him for 60.
Really?
Because they need to make an example out of him, and he needs to sit down. Like you cannot. His man held him down by moving the camera and stuff, but it was already too late. As soon as he picked the gun up, it was already too late.
Yeah.
You know. But I think they'll get it for 60.
I mean, if they're gonna get him for 60, they might as well give him the whole season.
I mean, if Memphis make the playoffs, he still got a little bit. He still got 12 games plus 4 more guaranteed. So you got 16 games to get busy.
That's not enough.
They're gonna make an example out of him. They're going to make an example out of him, and they probably need to make an example out of him. 'Cause I don't want any harm, or I don't want him to be all fucked up financially. But when it's the first time this came around, you all apologetic and stuff. You going to rehab and talking to people, and you talk to therapists and all that stuff. So you telling everybody that believed in you that I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I do whatever I want.
Real talk.
Granted, it is the off season for him, but you're not necessarily a free person. Like it might be perfectly legal in that state that he's in to help to have a hammer. That's cool, but you play for the league, and you know what happened last time. So,
real talk. Shout out to Miss B. That's how you know he ain't no street dude.
not at all.
If you street, you ain't got to take pictures with a gun like you hard. He's impersonating something. I totally agree with you, Miss B. Totally agree.
This nigga dancing with the gun.
I totally agree with you. I mean, really. I mean, we've all seen the picture of him, with his parents, all of them dressed up in the same outfit with his parents. You know,
every dude know a guy like that. That's Clarence.
And Clarence parents have a really good marriage.
From fucking Cranbrook. Fuck Cranbrook.
Hey, bro. Look. Look, he shouldn't.
It's a disappointment. Like he's living
man.
a black man's dream. He's living like one of the 3 black man dreams. You know,
Yeah.
you want to rap, you want to play basketball, football, whatever. You already there. You made it. You made it. You can't. It's not like you can't be around guns. How you mean hold a gun? That's it. Even if you caught in a picture with him and he holding a gun, it's okay because you're not holding it. You know, niggas gonna be hard. It can be hard.
But it's like the people just like, dog, you're not hard, dog.
That's the thing.
You're not
and
hard.
We know that, and we know that too.
We know this. You know what I'm saying? We know this, bro. Bro, bro. You ain't about that life. You ain't about that life, bro. So it's no sense he's shooting himself in the foot. So like you said, I think they make an example of him. I don't know how long. 60 games, okay. I can see a whole year suspension.
I can see it too. I'm trying to give him some grace, but it might be that too.
I mean, they have to make an example. You know what I'm saying? And then him in general, man. I'm not saying the dude's weird or nothing like that, but you know, even him and his family kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. His dad is at every game. It doesn't matter if it's road or home. You know, his dad's sitting there front row, want to be with the stars, want to kick it. You know, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like it's the epitome of once somebody gets enough money, they just start doing real strange shit.
Mm-hmm. They said they turn into the person that they really is or are or whatever.
Yeah.
Once they get a little bit, get a couple dollars or whatever. But it's not even a sad. Like you can't even feel bad for them because it's the second time in 2 months. So you can't even be like, oh man, that's all fucked up, dog. The league doing them dirty and stuff like that and all that stuff. Like it's not even like that. I just said I'm not working no more.
That's a private.
Yeah.
No, for real. Yeah, you're right. That's a private school. You're right, big game.
Fuck.
God.
Fuck Cranbrook. Straight up.
Shout out to that movie, man. 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Damn good movie.
Yeah.
Damn good movie. But
yeah, here we go.
I digress, man. It's just I don't know. But it still takes me back again to seeing just how made up, how rigged sports can possibly be. I'm not even gonna say okay, maybe I could. Like me being a Cincinnati Bengals fan, you know, I could easily say some way, somehow that we got robbed in the Super Bowl. You know, holding plays, things that didn't get called. But at the same time, we only lost that game by 3. However you want to put it, we still lost the game by 3.
Mm-hmm. I
can't take nothing away from Patrick Mahomes. You know, because Mahomes is out there and he's balling, man. I mean, football is such a damn brutal ass sport. You know,
seems kind of easy for him.
Yeah, you know, but it always just kind of feel like NBA wise, man. It just seems like it's just a little bit more prevalent. Just a little bit more prevalent.
You get into those foul shot disparities and shit.
Yeah.
Like us against Golden State. Like I shot way more than they did. Man, they're a jump shooting team. You know, we can't shoot threes for shit, but we can bang in the paint. We don't get foul bill. I can take that as a legitimate excuse, but if I just take that away, I'm like, yo, the refs are playing with this shit because that changes the outcome of the games. It changes how you play. If you're on the opposite team and every time you put your hand up, you get called for a foul. Man, you touch this dude.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Those phantom. Oh my god! But people act like they don't see that stuff. Excuse me. Look, Brian, you can comment on that. You can comment on that. Those phantom calls be for real, bro. Even I be like, come on now.
But wait, do you shoot the refs any sort of bell? Like, it's hard to be the human element of error is prevalent in like all sports, especially basketball and football. Because where a holding call can change the entire game.
Yes, it can. Holding calls at the worst
worst time. Yeah.
At the worst times. Holding calls at the very worst times in the NFL. Right when it can change the whole fucking game.
Like, how much do we account for that? Just human error. How much do we account for that?
I don't say that's human error. I don't call it human error. Because to me, I think at those point in times, unless it's just absolutely blatant, if it's just an absolutely blatant pass interference, so it's an absolutely blatant holding call, you know what I'm saying? Or in the NBA, it's an absolute foul. At those point in times where you get into the part where this shit can go either way, ease back, man. Let them play.
Especially last 2 minutes of the game. Like, let them play.
Last 2 minutes of the game, they need to swallow the whistle and just let them play.
Unless motherfuckers getting like clotheslines, like they did back in the 80s and early 90s, that's different. But ticky-tack touch fouls and stuff like that, holding a nigga a little bit as going to the rim or whatever, just a little itty-bitty stuff like that. You gotta swallow the whistle.
These leagues only rig games for the LA team. Lakers, Rams, Dodgers. Go ahead and say it. I know you want to.
He might have a point there. Because the league will always, regardless of what league it is, baseball, football, basketball, or even soccer. I don't know about soccer, but the league is a business, and they'll always prop up the team, the star teams, the Lakers, your fucking Celtics, those teams. They'll always prop those dudes up. And then the second tier will be like, if your team has a superstar, then we'll prop you up. We'll give you Luka, we'll give you Ja, we'll give you Dame, we'll give you KD. But if you're not on one of those premier teams, if KD was on Boston, we would hear about KD. We hear about him all the time, but it would be like we would get sick and tired of just hearing about him, because he's on that premier team. He's on the Suns, whatever. When was the last time a non?
Get out of here. I'm actually be happy if the Chargers win it. I'll be happy if the Chargers win it. And I told you I supported the Chargers. I didn't want to go there. But I mean, you kind of just think like, I mean, look, you can't say that the LA teams don't generate the most money when it comes to sports. So it's like they have to be in the running, so to speak. You see what I'm saying?
They have to be good.
Every year they have to be in the running. You know what I'm saying? I mean, them last few years that the Lakers wasn't making it in there.
Extremely painful.
It was very painful, but it was very painful for the league because it's not the Lakers. They're not in there. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not like you looking at the LA Rams. I mean, shit, that couldn't have worked out more perfect that the LA Rams go to the damn Super Bowl.
But then they have a huge fall off the following year. So it's just like, what's that shit? What type of shit do they have going on?
That had to be some internal bullshit.
Maybe.
It had to be an internal bullshit. Because there's no way that a team like that, LA, Rams are good, and then you have the Super Bowl in LA at their home,
It's kind of set up for the guys to win.
Yeah. Even though that was my team, Cincinnati, I was like, even I went into that like shit.
So then you have like you have Odell is balling, and then he gets hurt. He's going to tell his ACL. He's done for the rest of the game, and you're like, okay, the fix is in now. You know, because they're not fucking good.
How come the New York teams don't win every year? That is a good question.
They're not good. They're popular, but they're not good.
Well, there you go. There you go.
The TV will talk about them ad nauseum, but they're not fucking good. Like our Lakers. Like I get tired of hearing about the Lakers when we're losing. Last 2 years, ESPN can't stop talking about them. Can't stop talking about Brian. Can't stop talking about AD. Can't stop talking about anything that Rob or Jeannie do. And we're losing.
Have to.
They have to.
They have to. I feel like they have to. I feel like ESPN, like they make them talk about.
It's a big ass market, so they have to talk about it. But it's just like, as a Laker fan, you don't want to hear it because your team isn't doing good, and you know they're not doing good, and the people who are talking about them know they're not doing good. It's bad. Like I watch Get Up every day, almost, and it's bad. It can be bad sometimes during the NBA season. It's okay now, but during the season, bad. I don't want to hear shit. I'm the Laker fan who always going to tell you they're going to lose the game. Like, I'm like a 30-year Laker fan. So I didn't see them do everything. Like, so that's why it's really hard for me to watch games from beginning to end because they fuck with my anxiety, man. Turn this off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
How realistic are Lakers fans in LA?
It depends. In the middle of the season, quite delusional. Because no one's seen this coming. They probably had hopes that it would come, that we would be in this position, but no one's seen it based on how he was playing. You couldn't even guess that. Like you couldn't even guess that. I think the majority of us are delusional, but then there's a lot of us who are old, like me, and broken. Like we're realistic fans, so we're not gonna always say they're gonna win. Most of the time they're gonna lose. It's just that I'll go from feeling like they're just losers throughout the season to where I am now, which is confused because I don't know what this team is. I'm happy to hear and I want them to win, but this is not what I saw them doing throughout the entire year.
I don't think nobody saw it. You
got to be realistic. If any Laker fan was saying we was going to win the championship this year or even make it to the Western Conference Finals, delusional.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed that. And nobody. I mean, hell, y'all had to scratch and claw just to get into it. With the same team we got right now. Yeah. No. Like with the same team they saying that we gelling and we have a good team now. Like this is the same team that we limped into the playoffs with. You know, so I don't know, man. I don't know. This will be interesting to see. This will be very, very, very interesting to see. I'm gonna say, man, Eastern Conference Finals, we got the Heat and we got Boston. I'm leaning more towards Heat, but I can't discredit Boston. I can't take my Laker hat off.
I'm going with Boston. Taking the Laker hat off, we will go with Boston. Jason Tatum has been showing me shit, the entire year. Like he's been showing me that he's closer to Kobe than Devin Booker is. Because them two are kind of like the Kobe clones. You know how Kobe's a clone of Jordan. And after Kobe, he had players that are similar in play style to him, but the closest ones is Jason Tatum and Devin Booker. I'll give Tatum the edge out. He got it right now. He got it right now. I don't want to see him in the finals. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
I don't want to see him. So go Miami, please.
Yeah. I feel you. Speaking of which, man, some of these real quick, man, some of these coaches, man, that are getting fired. Yeah. How you feeling about it? Like Budenholzer, like to me, Budenholzer shouldn't have been fired. They just won in 2021. I don't see why, but okay. Monty Williams, 2-time coach of the year. But fuck Phoenix. And I've said it. I like Monty. I
I
like
like Monty
KD.
too. I like KD. I like Monty too. I mean, KD's my
I like
guy,
Monty and KD. But the rest of
The-
y'all,
I don't necessarily say fuck Chris Paul, but I understand what they say about him. I get it.
I'll say it. Fuck Chris Paul.
It's not. You gotta hang it up though. It's over with. You gotta hang it up. You gotta hang it up. It's over. You're going to the Hall of Fame. It's fine. You don't.
I think it
It's
is
fine.
about that time. I think it is about that time.
It's about the time.
I used to like Chris Paul too. I used to.
But back in that was a Darren Williams fan or Deron Williams. Like when it was like who's the best point guard, Deron Williams or Chris Paul?
Yeah.
I was always fucking Deron Williams. Like he had everything that I liked in the point guard. Chris Paul was just a prototypical point guard.
Yeah.
So
Chris Paul will definitely go down as one of the greatest point guards ever to play the game. And I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Damn near. I mean, Hall of Fame career, everything like that.
Hall of Fame career, everything. But it's the last 4 or 5 seasons. His team has made the playoffs. He has not finished he has not finished a series without being injured.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about injured and you're out of you're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
That hamstring's giving him problems the last 2 or 3 years. You should hang it up. Hang it up. You'll be fine. Hang it up.
So you're saying it's about that time?
Hang it up. Live through your son. Your son is basket. Your son is playing. Coach him up. Get him up there with Melo's son and Dwayne Wade's son and stuff like that. I mean, he's a lot younger than those guys, but put your focus and energy to that. Like no more of this. Let Cameron Payne take over starting point guard if they do keep him because they might be looking to move him too. So I don't know. But yeah, Chris Paul. Do that.
Philly, man. How do you feel about Philly? How do you feel about it? Is Doc Rivers gone?
Probably. He usually is. If they're gonna fire the dude who just won the championship last year. And they're saying that Embiid play. I didn't watch the game, but they say Embiid play like shit.
Him and Harden.
Harden play like shit.
Horrible.
Horrible. I don't think that's on the coach, but you can't get rid of the other 2 dudes, so you got to make a change somehow. And Doc Rivers is always the scapegoat for that. Your team do bad in the playoffs, do as much as you can as a coach, but it's ultimately up on the players to do so. Players fail, you're fired.
Doc has been a scapegoat for a lot, man. Mm-hmm. A lot. He has.
Scapegoat in Boston.
Yeah.
And in LA.
Yeah. He's been the prototypical coach scapegoat.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is with him though, I kind of see where the owners are coming from. You give him a really good team. He has stacked teams in LA, and he has a really good team and a deep team in Phoenix in Philly too. So Budenholzer got fired and Giannis barely played. So
yeah. They say what Nick Nurse is going to from Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see who these teams go and look for. Who's going to be the next coach at these places, man. I've heard, even Tyronn Lue is getting looked at, possibly over there at Toronto. But it'll be interesting to see. It'll definitely be interesting to see.
I heard some things about Tyronn Lue and the Clippers. Like they might not be seeing eye to eye, but then again, it could be me making the fucking narrative up.
Yeah, man.
Well, I also heard about even though Monty got fired, I think it was more mutual than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't see how you fire a coach like that. I don't see how you fire Budenholzer either. But I wouldn't fire him.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's still a business at the end of the day, man. Still a business at the end of the day. Yeah. Well, I feel you, man. Y'all, this has been MCXP Radio, man, holding it down. Big Game Sports Entertainment Network. You guys have been tuned in. Man, my man Grippers came over here, man, and showed love, man. I appreciate everybody that's been putting down the comments and whatnot, man. If you're watching this video, man, please put down your comments. Please like, subscribe. Let's continue to build this up, man. I appreciate everybody that has been tuning in. It's going down, man. Again, man, much appreciation. Thank you, Grip. Everybody, y'all tune into the podcast. Chris Hates Everything. Before I do get out of here, though, I do want to give a shout out, man. If anybody out there, and I know this is Monday Man Cave, you know what I'm saying, and it's not just gonna be sports, but we talk about everything here, sports, entertainment, but we talk about real life in general. And one of the things in real life that does go on that people do suffer from is mental health, man. And I'm one of the people that has dealt with that in my lifetime. So just want to let you know, man, if you people are suffering from anything like that, any kind of mental health, man, you guys need to go ahead and seek help. As you can see, I've got the National Mental Health Hotline down there. I'll keep it up just for a little bit. But if you are suffering from anything, especially us men, you guys cannot be afraid. Don't be afraid to let it be known, man. Don't be afraid to let it be known. Especially black men, man. I know we've been raised to definitely
be tough.
Be hard, be tough, compartmentalize it, you know what I'm saying, and not, try to let it be shown. But the last thing that you want to do is let something like that build up, man. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I almost let mental health take me out years ago. So, if I didn't talk it out, I probably wouldn't be here doing this show. So I'm just letting you guys know, man, if you're dealing with anything, man, from depression, anxiety, whatever that case may be, man, you guys need some help with mental health, please do not hesitate to reach out. Reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. Please do. You know what I'm saying? But as for myself, man, MCXP Radio for Big Game Sports Entertainment Network, my man Grip, man, the host of Chris Hates Everything, and everything else that we got going on Big Game Sports, man. Y'all can find me definitely Wednesdays on the Chop Shop. We'll be back. But until then, man, I appreciate you guys. Y'all take it easy. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell. We coming hard, man. We coming hard with it. And we'll be back next week. Yeah, I'll be back next Monday. Grip, man. You got to come back, bro. You got to come back.
Hey, man, this is great. This is a great way to unwind after a long work day. And I appreciate you for having me. People need to start checking out Chris Hates Everything. So on YouTube. No, is it on YouTube? It is on YouTube, and it's on TikTok. If you have TikTok, you can find me at I Am Grip or something like that. I'll be better at that next time.
We got it. We'll put it down. Matter of fact, I'll put it down in the comments where everybody can tag it. Once I post this video, man. Yeah, we'll put it down in the comments, man. But until next time, man, you guys take it easy. And peace, man.
Cruising in a Rari with the hair and nails and toes done. Always keep never gonna give me.
We're gonna make a lot of women mad at this one, but it's alright.
Gonna get a shot at romance. It's time to go.
Yeah.
I'm ice cold.
Listen. Long hair, brown skin with a smile to match. Independent mind frame, y'all can't fuck with that.